morning, church. How you doing? It's here. It's Tuesday morning. We've made it all the way to Tuesday. Can you believe it? And it's so good to be talking with you, even though I can't see you. But hi, I'm Pastor Kevin from Trinity Heights, and I get to do today's devotional. I also get to share some cool news with you. We are starting a new Bible study. There is an organization called the Bible Project that puts out really good resources for churches to use, and they're putting out a special, what they call the Church at Home Bible Study for all of us who are kind of stuck in quarantine and can't get out to meet together, to read the Bible together. We can all have a Bible study that we can do at home. So I'm going to introduce that to you guys today, and then what we're going to do is Thursday, we're actually going to have a Zoom hangout where we can meet and kind of talk about it and do Bible study a little bit over Zoom. I'll share the information about that later, but I'm very excited because this week's theme is generosity. And it's a really tough theme, and that seems kind of odd for us to think about in the middle of a pandemic, to think about generosity and what that means for us. But I think it's actually kind of perfect. See, in the Bible, sometimes we, and around church, and even in pop culture and movies and stuff like that, there's a word that we like to use a lot when things get really tough. We like to use the word apocalypse, which is a really fun word. Maybe you've heard about a zombie apocalypse, or different kinds of movies where it's like, oh no, the world is ending, it's the apocalypse. Well, in the Bible uses the word apocalypse all the time, but it doesn't mean the end of the world. The word apocalypse in Greek actually means a revealing. So if I cooked a special meal for you and I cooked it at my house and you came over, maybe quarantine is over, and you came over and you came into my dining room, and on the table you could see that there was something on the table, but there was like a sheet over it, or one of those cool like silver pans from cartoons from when, we were kids. That fancy food was always underneath. And if I sat you all around, if I didn't let you see what the food was, then suddenly I might grab the sheet and pull the sheet off, and that would be an apocalypse. It would be a revealing. I would be showing you something that was always there, but you couldn't otherwise see on your own. And times of crisis like this in the Bible, and like the one we're experiencing now, the Bible uses the word apocalypse for it. Because it's in times when things get tough that often deep things that were always there are revealed to us in a special way. Maybe this comes out to a lot of us in like the fact that you're all stuck at home. Maybe it's revealing some things about your home and yourself and your family and things like that were always there. But now you see them a lot clearer. Maybe it's the thing around your house that you're finally getting around to fixing or cleaning or something like that. Or maybe it's that, you really love taking walks outside with your family and just talking and chatting, and those things are being revealed to you. Or maybe it's that you really miss your job. Even a job maybe you complained about often, but now that you can't be there, you miss it a lot. Things get revealed to us in the midst of crisis. And one of the things that can be revealed to us right now that we're actually going to challenge us all to think about for the next few days, this idea of generosity, is it revealing in us the idea that we view the world through abundance, where it seems like there's always enough, that the world is good and beautiful and we can share and be generous? Or is it revealing to us that we kind of view the world through scarcity, where there's not enough? And it's survival of the fittest. And we have to fight for what we do, or hide things, or hoard things. Can you think of a couple examples of how scarcity is showing up in our world today in the way people behave? Sometimes scarcity is real. Sometimes there's not enough food for some people. Or if you've lost your job, maybe you're facing the reality of some scarcity around you. But there's also examples that we've seen of abundance in the world right now, of people sharing, of bosses and supervisors and companies and people standing up to say, it's not okay that we have and that some people don't. We're going to share our food or our money or our time to make sure that everyone is okay in the midst of this crisis. In some of us, anxieties and fears are being revealed. And in some of us, generosity and love and compassion are being revealed. Maybe you're a lot like me and you've seen a little bit of both in yourself. There are moments when I'm worried and fearful and scared, and I'm not inclined to share or think about serving others at the moment. And there are other times when I remember that God is good and that the world is good, because that's the way God made it, and there is enough, we just have to go out and share it. There's a tip we're going to share with you guys right now. Jesus in the Sermon on the Mount talks about how we need to be loving and caring towards other people. And he said, blessed are the poor and the people that are in need, because he's building a new world. He's renewing it to the way it was and always was and was once, where it's a world where there's abundance, where there's always enough to go around so we can always share. And he kind of gives people this analogy. He says, when you're worried, take a look at the lilies in the field and see how God dresses them. I had never really thought about this before until this week, but when Jesus tells us to not worry, sometimes that seems unfair because sometimes life is hard and things are scarce. But he says, when you're worried, look at the flowers and think about how God dresses them and makes them beautiful. He says, when we're worried, think about the goodness and the generosity of God. And maybe that can be powerful enough to drive away our worry and our idea of scarcity and our fear and our selfishness. And then there's another secret to it too. Jesus also teaches his followers to give as generously as possible. And I wonder if there's a secret in there, that in the midst of when we struggle with viewing the world through scarcity, viewing the world as dark and evil, and viewing everything as selfish and bad and corrupt and awful, maybe there's a secret way to break out of that by just doing something generous to serve someone else. And maybe that will help us break free of that way of thinking and viewing the world and help us to actually view the world through abundance. Maybe we don't wait to become abundant people before we start sharing. Maybe even in the midst of scarcity, if we look for ways that we can share and give to others and be generous, that actually will bring us along to viewing the world a lot better. I know it is for me, because when I get caught up in a lot of fear and worry, it's not like I'm choosing to be selfish, but I notice that if I do something nice, even something very simple, as a favor for someone else, I feel better about the entire world. So today, what can you do to go be generous for someone else? I know what I'm going to do. I made cookie dough a couple days ago. It's been sitting in our fridge. I think I'm going to bake up the rest of it and go give it to somebody. Maybe you can think of a way you can be generous with others. Hey, buddy, you want to come in and show off your drawing to everybody before we go? Ooh, what did you draw? Oh, you drew a spooky Mario ghost.
It's King Boo.
So
and I added the gem that's on his crown.
Can I hold it up so everyone can see?
From Luigi's Mansion 3.
Cool. Hey, buddy, I'm talking to people in the church about how we can be generous to other people today. What's something you can do to be generous to someone else around you?
Give people my really nice drawings.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe we can find someone to give your drawing to.
I also made Pac-Man.
Pretty cool, huh? I'm being generous with my time with you right now. So is everyone watching.
I'm about to draw Shy Guy.
Cool. See you later, buddy. And I'll see you all later this week. Look in the video description for information about the Bible study we're going to do on Thursday. Take care, everybody.